Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Speak English Daily. I'm Emma, and I'm so happy you're here with me today. Today is very special. Today, we're going to solve one of the biggest problems that English learners face. Right now, I want you to try something. Close your eyes for a moment. Try to answer these 3 questions in English. First question, what did you do yesterday? Second question, what do you do every day? Third question, what will you do tomorrow? How did that feel? Did you feel confused? Did you mix up the verbs? Did you say, I go yesterday? Or I will went tomorrow? Don't worry. This is completely normal, and today, I'm going to change that forever. You see, I'll tell you 3 sentences. Listen carefully. Yesterday, I visited my friend. I visit my friend every week. Tomorrow, I will visit my friend. Did you hear the difference? Same action, visit. Same person, I. Same friend. But the verbs are different. Why? Because of time. Time changes everything in English. And today, you will learn the secret of time. By the end of this video, you will understand the 6 basic tenses that every English speaker use automatically. You'll understand when to use each tense. You'll understand why English speakers change verbs. And most importantly, you'll feel time in English. This is not like other grammar lessons where you memorize boring rules and complicated tables. This is a journey through time. We're gonna live 3 days together. Yesterday, we'll remember the past. Today, we'll experience the present. Tomorrow, we'll plan the future. I know 60 minutes sounds like a long time, but think about it. You probably spend 60 minutes every day scrolling social media or watching TV. Today, invest those 60 minutes in yourself, in your English, in your future. For 10 years, I've taught thousands of students from over 50 countries. And I discovered something amazing. Students who understand tenses don't memorize grammar rules. They feel time. They don't think, should I use past tense or present tense? They just know it naturally, automatically. And today, you will become one of them. Before we start, here's how to use this video. First, relax. Get comfortable. Get your favorite drink. Second, repeat after me. Don't be shy. Shadow my voice. Third, don't worry about mistakes. Even native speakers make mistakes. What matters is practicing, speaking, training your brain to think in English. Are you ready for this incredible journey through time? Let's begin. Before we start, you need to understand something important, something most English teachers don't explain clearly. Time in English is like a line, a long, straight line. Let me show you. Imagine you are standing on a line, right here in the middle. This is today. This is now. This is the present. Everything behind you, that's the past. Everything you did yesterday, last week, last year, it's finished. It's done. You can't change it. It's behind you now. Everything in front of you, that's the future. Everything you will do tomorrow, next week, next year, It hasn't happened yet. It's coming, but it's not here now. So we have 3 zones: past, behind you; present, where you are now; future, in front of you. This is the secret that will change your English forever. Every time you speak, you need to ask one simple question. Where on this timeline is my action? Is it behind me? Then use past tense. Is it here with me now? Then use present tense. Is it in front of me? Then use future tense. It's that simple. Let me show you with examples. Listen carefully. Yesterday, I walked to the park. Where's this action? Behind me, in the past. So I use past tense, walked. Every day I walk to the park. Where is this action? Here with me. It happens regularly, so I use present tense, walk. Tomorrow, I will walk to the park. Where is this action? In front of me, in the future. So I use future tense, will walk. Same action, walk, but different time. Different position on the timeline. Now, let me show you something more detailed. Each zone has special words that help you know which tense to use. These words are like signals. Past signals: yesterday, last week, last month, last year, ago, 2 hours ago, 3 days ago, in 2020, in 2023. When you see these words, you know, this is past. I need past tense. Present signals: now, right now, today, every day, always, usually, sometimes, often. When you see these words, you know, this is present. I need present tense. Future signals: tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, later, soon, in the future. When you see these words, you know, this is future. I need future tense. Let's practice recognizing these signals. I'll say a sentence. You tell me, past, present, or future. Ready? I studied English last night. Last night? That's a past signal. This is past. I study English every day. Every day? That's a present signal. This is present. I will study English tomorrow. Tomorrow. That's a future signal. This is future. You see, it's not complicated. Just listen for the time signals. They tell you everything you need to know. Now, here's the important thing to remember. In English, we have 6 basic tenses for beginners. 2 in the past zone, 2 in the present zone, 2 in the future zone. But don't worry, you don't need to memorize complicated names. You just need to understand when to use each one. And that's exactly what we're going to learn today. Through stories, through real life, through experiencing time together. Are you ready? Let's start our journey. First stop, yesterday. I want you to close your eyes and imagine you're with me. We're stepping back through time. Back, and we've arrived. Yesterday morning, it was a special day for me. My friend Sarah came to visit me from another city. I haven't seen her in 3 months. Let me tell you the story of my yesterday. And as you listen, pay attention to the verbs. Notice how they change. Notice how they tell you, this happened, this is finished, this is in the past. Yesterday morning, I woke up at 7 a.m. I was so excited because Sarah was coming. I jumped out of bed quickly. I brushed my teeth and washed my face with cold water. Then I went to the kitchen. I made a special breakfast, pancakes with strawberries. I also made fresh coffee because Sarah loves coffee. I drank 1 cup of coffee while I waited for her. Everything smelled delicious. At 9 a.m., the doorbell rang. Sarah arrived. I opened the door and we hugged for a long time. She looked wonderful. She brought beautiful flowers for me, pink roses. I was so happy to see her. We sat in my living room and talked and talked. We laughed about old memories from college. We remembered funny stories from 10 years ago. Time flew by quickly. At noon, we were hungry, so we decided to go out for lunch. We walked to my favorite restaurant called Sunny Kitchen. The weather was perfect, sunny and warm. We sat at a table outside, on the terrace. I ordered grilled chicken with salad. Sarah ordered pasta with tomato sauce. The food was amazing. We ate slowly and enjoyed every bite. We talked about our jobs, our families, our dreams for the future. After lunch, we walked through the park. Children played on the swings. Dogs ran and jumped with owners. The trees were so green and beautiful. We took many photos together. We bought ice cream, chocolate for me, vanilla for Sarah. We sat on a bench and watched people. We felt so relaxed and happy. In the evening, we went back to my apartment. We changed into comfortable clothes. I made popcorn, and we watched a comedy movie. The movie was hilarious. We laughed so much. After the movie, we talked some more. Sarah told me about her new job. I told her about my YouTube channel and my students. At 10 p.m., Sarah had to leave. She needed to catch her train back home. We hugged goodbye at the door. I felt happy, but also a little sad. I closed the door and cleaned up the apartment. Then I went to bed. I felt tired, but content. It was a perfect day. Now, let me ask you something important. Did you notice the verbs in my story? Woke up, was, jumped, brushed, washed, went, made, drank, rang, arrived, opened, brought, sat, talked, laughed, remembered, walked, ordered, ate, played, ran, took, bought, changed, watched, told, felt, cleaned. All these verbs are in past simple tense. Why? Because these actions are finished. They happened yesterday. They're done, complete, behind me on the timeline. This is the first rule of past simple. Use past simple when the action is finished, and you can say when it happened. If you can point to a specific time in the past, Use past simple. Yesterday, last week, 2 hours ago, in 2020. Now, let's look at how to make past simple verbs. There are 2 types. Type 1, regular verbs. For regular verbs, just add ed to the end of the verb. Listen. Walk, walked. Talk, talked. Watch, watched. Play, played. Clean, cleaned. Easy, right? Let's practice together. Repeat after me. Yesterday, I walked to the store. Yesterday, I talked to my friend. Yesterday, I watched a movie. Yesterday, I played games. Yesterday, I cleaned my room. Good. Type 2. Irregular verbs. Some verbs are crazy. They don't follow the rules. We call these irregular verbs. They completely change their form in the past. Listen. Go, went. Not goed. Eat, ate. Not eated. Drink, drank. Not drinked. Have, had. Not haved. Make, made. Not maked. Come, came. Not comed. See, saw. Not seed. Buy, bought. Not buyed. Why are they irregular? Because English is crazy sometimes. But don't worry. There are only about 50 really important irregular verbs, and you learn them through practice, through using them, through hearing them many times. Let's practice these irregular verbs together. Repeat after me. Yesterday, I went to the park. Yesterday, I ate pizza. Yesterday, I drank coffee. Yesterday, I had breakfast. Yesterday, I made dinner. Yesterday, I came home late. Yesterday, I saw my friend. Yesterday, I bought new shoes. Excellent! Now, here's something very important. Many students make mistakes with past simple questions. Let me show you the right way. In past simple questions, we use the word did. Did is the helper for past questions. Listen to the formula. Did plus subject plus base verb, not past form. Let me show you. Did you eat breakfast yesterday? Not, do you eat breakfast yesterday? Not, did you eat breakfast yesterday? Why do we use did? Because did shows us this is a past question. And why do we use the base verb, eat, and not the past form ate? Because did already carries the past meaning. So the main verb returns to its base form. Think like this. Did does all the past work, so main verb can relax. Let me show you more examples. Did you go to work yesterday? Did she watch TV last night? Did they play soccer last weekend? Did he study English last month? Now, how do we answer these questions? This is another place where students make mistakes. Listen carefully. Question. Did you eat breakfast yesterday? Short answer, yes, I did. Or no, I didn't. Not, yes, I did ate. Not, yes, I ate. This is okay in some contexts, but for yes-no questions, use the short form. Pattern is simple. Yes-no question with did. Answer with did. Let's practice together. I'll ask questions. You answer with me. Did you wake up early yesterday? Yes, I did. Or, no, I didn't. Did you eat lunch yesterday? Yes, I did. Or, no, I didn't. Did you watch TV yesterday? Yes, I did. Or, no, I didn't. Did you study English yesterday? Yes, I did. Or, no, I didn't. Perfect. One more thing. How do we make negative sentences in past simple? We use didn't, did not. Formula, didn't plus base verb. Listen, I didn't go to work yesterday. Not, I didn't went. She didn't eat breakfast. Not, she didn't ate. Or they didn't watch the movie. Not, they didn't watched. Again, didn't carries past meaning, so main verb returns to base form. Let's practice negative sentences. Repeat after me. I didn't go to the store yesterday. I didn't eat lunch yesterday. I didn't watch TV yesterday. I didn't study English yesterday. I didn't play games yesterday. Great job! Now, let's practice everything together. I'll give you prompts. You make complete sentences. In past simple. Ready? Yesterday, I walked to the park. Say it. Yesterday, I walked to the park. Last night, I watched a movie. Say it. Last night, I watched a movie. 2 days ago, I visit my friend. Say it. 2 days ago, I visited my friend. Last week, I buy new shoes. Say it. Last week, I bought new shoes. Yesterday morning, I drank coffee. Say it. Yesterday morning, I drank coffee. Excellent! You're doing so well. Remember, past simple is for finished actions, where you can say when they happened. Yesterday, last week, ago, in the past. These are your signal words. When you see them, you know I need past simple. Okay, we've finished our journey to yesterday. Now, let's come back to today. Welcome back to today. We've traveled to yesterday, and now we're back in the present moment. But here's something interesting about today. There are actually 2 ways to talk about the present in English. 2 different present tenses. And many students get confused about when to use each one, but don't worry. I'm going to make it crystal clear for you. Think about it like this. Sometimes we talk about things we do regularly, repeatedly, habitually. Things we do every day, every week, always, usually. These are our habits, our routines, our general truths. And sometimes we talk about things happening right now, at this exact moment, things that are in progress, happening, occurring right now. These are 2 different situations. So we need 2 different tenses. Let me show you with examples. I drink coffee. This is my habit. I do this regularly. I am drinking coffee. This is happening right now. I have a cup in my hand. Can you hear the difference? Same verb, drink, but different meanings, different situations. One is a habit, one is happening now. So today, we're going to learn both. Present simple for habits and repeated actions. Present continuous for actions happening right now. Let's start with present simple. Present simple is for actions that happen regularly or repeatedly. Every day, every week, always, usually, sometimes, often. These are habits, things you do again and again. Let me tell you about my daily routine using present simple. Listen to the verbs. Emma's daily routine. every morning. I wake up at 7 a.m. I get out of bed and stretch my arms. I go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth for 2 minutes. I wash my face with cold water. Then I go to the kitchen. I make coffee every single morning. I love coffee. I also drink a glass of water. For breakfast, I usually eat toast with butter. Sometimes I add jam. Strawberry is my favorite. After breakfast, I get dressed for work. I choose my clothes from the closet. I usually wear comfortable clothes, a shirt and pants. I put on my shoes. I look in the mirror and comb my hair. Then I grab my bag and check inside. Phone, wallet, keys. I lock my door and walk to the bus stop. I take the bus to work every day. The bus arrives at 8:15 a.m. I work at the community center from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I teach English to students from different countries. I love my job. At lunchtime, I usually eat at a restaurant near my office. After work, I come home at 6 p.m. I make dinner and eat while watching TV. In the evening, I sometimes read books or work on my YouTube videos. I go to bed at 10 p.m. every night. This is my routine. This happens every day, day after day, week after week. These are habits, so I use present simple. Did you notice the pattern? For I, you, we, they use base form of the verb. I wake up, you wake up, we wake up, they wake up. I eat breakfast, you eat breakfast, we eat breakfast, they eat breakfast. But for he, she, it, add s or es to the verb. He wakes up, she wakes up, it wakes up. He eats breakfast, she eats breakfast. This is a very important rule. Many students forget to add the s. Listen to examples. She works at the hospital, not she work, right? He drinks coffee every morning, not ye drink, right? The sun rises in the east, not the sun rise. My cat likes Noke, not my cat like. Let's practice this S ending. Repeat after me. I work here, she works here. I drink coffee, he drinks coffee. I like English, she likes English. I watch TV, he watches TV. I study every day. She studies every day. Good. Now, how do we make questions? In present simple, we use do or does. For I, you, we, they, use do. For he, she, it, use does. Formula: do, does, plus subject, plus base verb. Listen. Do you drink coffee? Not do you drinks. Does she work here? Not does she works. Do they like pizza? Not do they likes. Notice, after does, we use the base verb, not the S form. Why? Because does already has the S meaning. So main verb doesn't need it. Does the work. So verb can relax. How do we answer? Question: do you like coffee? Answer: yes, I do. Or no, I don't. Question: does she work here? Answer: yes, she does. Or no, she doesn't. Short and simple. Let's practice. I'll ask, You answer with me. Do you drink coffee every day? Yes, I do. Or, no, I don't. Do you work on Mondays? Yes, I do. Or, no, I don't. Does your friend speak English? Yes, she does. Or, no, she doesn't. Do you like pizza? Yes, I do. Or, no, I don't. Perfect. Okay, now let's learn present continuous. This is for actions happening right now, at this exact moment. Not habits, not routines, but actions in progress. Actions happening. Let me show you what's happening in my life right now. Emma, right now. Right now, I am sitting at my desk. I am talking to you. I am teaching English. At this very moment, my computer is working. I can hear the fan. The camera is recording this video. You are watching this video right now. You are learning English at this moment. We are spending time together. The sun is shining outside my window. Birds are singing in the trees. Cars are passing by on the street. People are walking to work. The world is moving, is living, is happening right now. Can you feel the difference from present simple? Present simple, things that happen repeatedly, regularly. Present continuous, things happening right now, at this moment. Let's look at the formula for present continuous. Am is are plus verb ing. I am working. You are working. He, she, it is working. We are working. They are working. You need two parts. The be verb, am, is, are, the main verb with ing. You cannot skip either part. I working, wrong, missing am. I am work, wrong, missing ing. I am working, correct. Let's practice making ing forms. Repeat after me. Work, working. Study, studying. Read, reading. Watch, watching. Play, playing. Eat, eating. Drink, drinking. Sit, sitting. Run, running. Write, writing. Good. Now let's practice full sentences. Repeat after me. I am working right now. You are studying English at this moment. She is reading a book currently. He is watching TV now. They are playing soccer right now. We are learning together at this moment. Excellent. Now, let me show you the difference side by side. Listen carefully. Present simple, habit. I drink coffee. This is my habit. I do this every day. She works here. This is her permanent job. They live in New York. This is their permanent home. Present continuous, now. I am drinking coffee. Right now, at this moment, I have a cup in my hand. She is working now. At this exact moment, she is at her desk doing work. They are living in a hotel. Temporarily, this week, they are staying in a hotel. Do you see? Present simple is general, repeated, permanent, habitual. Present continuous is specific, now, temporary, in progress. Let me give you more examples. I work at the community center, my permanent job. I am working on a special project this week, temporary situation. She teaches English, her profession. She is teaching a class right now, happening at this moment. They study every day. Their habit. They're studying for an exam right now, happening now. Here's a simple test. To know which tense to use, can you add every day, or always, or usually? Use present simple. I drink coffee every day. Can you add right now, or at this moment? Use present continuous. I am drinking coffee right now. Let's practice this test. I'll give you situations. You choose the correct tense. Situation 1. Your daily habit of drinking coffee. Answer: I drink coffee every morning. Present simple. Situation 2. You're holding a cup of coffee right now. Answer: I am drinking coffee right now. Present continuous. Situation 3. Your friend's permanent job. Answer: she works at a hospital. Present simple. Situation 4. What your friend is doing at this exact moment. Answer: she's working right now. The present continuous. Situation 5. Where you live permanently. Answer: I live in New York. Present simple. Situation 6. Where you're staying temporarily this month. Answer: I am staying at my sister's house this month. Present continuous. Perfect. Now, how do we make questions? In present continuous, we move the be verb to the front. Formula: am, is, are plus subject plus verb ing. Listen, are you studying now? Is she working at the moment? Are they watching TV right now? How do we answer? Question: Are you studying now? Answer: Yes, I am, or No, I'm not. Question: Is he working? Answer: Yes, he is, or No, he isn't. Let's practice. Are you listening to me right now? Yes, I am. Are you sitting down at this moment? Yes, I am. Or no, I'm not. Is it raining outside right now? Yes, it is. Or no, it isn't. Great. Let me show you the most common mistakes students make. Mistake 1. I am drink coffee. Fix: I am drinking coffee. Need ing. Mistake 2. I drinking coffee. Fix: I am drinking coffee. Need am. Mistake 3. She is works here. Fix: she works here. Present simple, no is. Or she is working here now. Present continuous with is. Mistake 4. Do you working now? Fix: are you working now? Present continuous uses are, not do. Mistake 5. Does she working? Fix: is she working? Present continuous uses is, not does. Wonderful! You're mastering the present tenses. Remember, present simple equals habits, routines, general truths, repeated actions. Signal words: every day, always, usually, sometimes, often. Present continuous equals actions happening now, temporary situations, signal words now, right now, at the moment, currently, today, this week. Okay, we finished today. Now, let's look forward to tomorrow. Now we arrive at the most interesting part of our time journey, the future. Everything we've talked about so far, yesterday and today, has already happened or is happening. But the future? The future hasn't happened yet. It's coming. It's ahead of us. It's full of possibilities. And in English, we have different ways to talk about the future. Why different ways? Because the future is not simple. Sometimes we decide things right now, spontaneously. Sometimes we plan things before. Sometimes things are super fixed and certain. Each situation needs a different way to express it. Today, you'll learn 3 ways to talk about the future. 1. Will for spontaneous decisions. 2. Going to for plans you made before. 3. Present continuous for fixed appointments. Let's start. Will is for decisions you make right now at the moment of speaking. Let me show you with a story. I'm sitting at home, relaxing. Suddenly, my phone rings. It's Sarah. Sarah, hi Emma. Do you want to have coffee tomorrow? Me? Yes. Great idea. I'll meet you at 3 p.m. at our favorite cafe. Did you hear what happened? Sarah asked me a question. And right at that moment, I decided. I didn't plan this before. I decided now, so I use will. Formula, will plus base verb. I will meet, short form, I'll meet. You will come, short form, you'll come. She will help, short form, she'll help. We will go, short form, will go. They will arrive, short form, they'll arrive. Important. After will, use the base verb. I will help you, not I will to help. She will come, not she will comes. Let me show you more uses of will. Use 1. Spontaneous decisions. Someone asks you something and you decide immediately. The phone is ringing. I'll answer it. We need milk. I'll buy some on my way home. This homework is difficult. Don't worry, I'll help you. Use 2. Promises. When you promise something to someone, I'll call you tonight. I promise. I'll be there on time. I'll never forget you. I'll always love you. Use 3. Offers. When you offer to do something for someone, you look tired. I'll make coffee for you. That bag looks heavy. I'll carry it for you. You don't understand? I'll explain it again. Use 4. Predictions, not very certain. When you think something will happen, but you're not 100% sure. I think it will rain tomorrow. She will probably pass the test. They will arrive soon, I think. The movie will be good, I hope. Let's practice will. Repeat after me. I'll help you with your homework. I'll call you later tonight. I'll be there at 3 p.m. I'll make dinner for you. I'll never forget this day. Good. How do we make questions with will? Move will to the front. Formula will plus subject plus base verb. Listen. Will you come to the party? Will she help us? Will they arrive on time? And here's something very important. For answering, question, will you come tomorrow? Answer, yes, I will, or no, I won't. Not, yes, I will come. Too long for a simple yes-no question. This is the same pattern as do and did. Do you like coffee? Yes, I do. Not, yes, I like coffee. Did you eat lunch? Yes, I did. Not, yes, I ate lunch. Will you come? Yes, I will. Not, yes, I will come. Short answers. Simple answers. Let's practice. I'll ask, you answer with me. Will you study tonight? Yes, I will, or no, I won't. Will you come to class tomorrow? Yes, I will, or no, I won't. Will it rain tomorrow? Yes, it will, or no, it won't. Perfect. Now let's learn going to. Going to is different from will. Going to is for things you already decided before now, things you planned. Let me show you the difference. Will, spontaneous. Friend, do you want to study tonight? You, yes, I'll study with you. You decided right now. Going to, planned. Friend, what are you doing tonight? You, I'm going to study for my exam. You decided this yesterday. See the difference? Will equals decision happening now. Going to equals decision made before. Plan exists already. Let me tell you about my plans for this week. I made these plans before. I'm just telling you about them now. Emma's plans. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to visit my dentist for a checkup. I booked this appointment last week. After the dentist, I'm going to buy groceries at the supermarket. I already made my shopping list yesterday. In the evening, I'm going to meet Sarah for dinner. Me planned this 3 days ago. On Tuesday, I'm going to work on new YouTube videos. I've been thinking about these ideas for a week. On Wednesday, I'm going to take my car to the mechanic. I scheduled this appointment 2 weeks ago. This weekend, my family and I are going to have lunch together. My mom invited us last Sunday. All of these are plans. I didn't decide them just now. I decided them before. So I use going to. Formula. Am, is, are plus going to plus base verb. I am going to study. Short form, I'm gonna study. You are going to come. Short form, you're gonna come. She is going to help. Short form, she's gonna help. We are going to go. Short form, we're gonna go. They are going to arrive. Short form, they're gonna arrive. In spoken English, we often say gonna instead of going to. I'm gonna study equals I'm going to study. She's gonna help equals she is going to help. This is casual, natural speech. Let's practice going to. Repeat after me. I'm going to study tonight. I'm going to buy groceries tomorrow. She's going to visit her family next week. We're going to watch a movie this weekend. They're going to travel to Paris next month. Great! Going to is also for predictions. When you see evidence, when you can see something is about to happen. Let me show you. I look out the window. The sky is very dark. I see black clouds. Look at those clouds. It's going to rain. I see evidence. The dark clouds tell me rain is coming. How do we make questions? Move am, is, are to the front. Formula. Am, is, are plus subject plus going to plus base verb. Listen. Are you going to study tonight? Is she going to come to the party? Are they going to travel next week? How do we answer? Question. Are you going to study tonight? Answer. Yes, I am. Or no, I'm not. Not. Yes, I'm going to. Incomplete. Short and simple. Let's practice. Are you going to work tomorrow? Yes, I am. Or no, I'm not. Are you going to buy groceries today? Yes, I am. Or no, I'm not. Is it going to rain? Yes, it is. Or no, it isn't. Excellent. Now here's something interesting. We can also use present continuous to talk about the future. Wait, didn't we learn that present continuous is for now? Yes, but it can also be for fixed future plans, especially appointments, reservations, schedules, things that are so fixed, so certain, they're like they're happening now. Now let me show you mistakes students make. Mistake 1, I will to help you. Fix, I will help you. No to after will. Mistake 2, I will going to study. Fix, I will study or I'm going to study. Choose one, not both. Mistake 3, I'm going to go to the store. Better, I'm going to the store. The go is implied. No need to say going to go. Mistake 4, will you come? Yes, I will come. Fix, yes, I will. Short answer. Mistake 5, she's going to studies. Fix, she's going to study. Base verb after going to. Excellent work. You now understand all 3 ways to talk about the future. Remember, will equals spontaneous, promises, offers, predictions. Going to, plans, intentions, evidence-based predictions. Present continuous, fixed appointments, schedules. We've completed our journey through time, past, present, and future. My wonderful, amazing learners, you did it. You just completed a full journey through English tenses. Look how far you've come in just 1 hour. When we started, you might have felt confused about tenses. You might have mixed them up. You might have felt uncertain. But now you understand the timeline. You understand when to use each tense. You understand why we change verbs. You understand the feeling of time in English. This is not just grammar knowledge. This is real understanding. This is the foundation that will support all your future English learning. Remember, English tenses are not about memorizing complicated rules. They're not about filling in worksheets. They're not about passing tests. English tenses are about feeling time, about experiencing when things happen, about communicating your life, your past, your present, your future. Native speakers don't think, should I use past simple or present perfect here? They just know. They feel it. And now you're starting to feel it too. Every time you practice, this feeling gets stronger. Every time you speak, you get more natural. Every time you use English, you become more confident. What you know now, you know the 3 time zones: past, present, future. You know when each action happens: finished, repeated, happening now, coming. You know how to form each tense correctly. You know the signal words that tell you which tense to use. You know how to ask questions in each tense. You know how to give short answers correctly. You know the common mistakes and how to avoid them. This is incredible progress. You should feel proud of yourself. You invested 60 minutes in your English, 60 minutes in your future, 60 minutes in becoming the English speaker you want to be. My final message: don't worry about being perfect. Native speakers make mistakes too. What matters is communicating. What matters is trying. What matters is practicing every single day. Remember, English is not just a subject in school. English is a tool to connect with people from all over the world, a tool to access information, opportunities, experiences, a tool to express yourself, share your ideas, tell your story. And tenses? Tenses are the foundation of this tool. When you master tenses, everything else becomes easier. Vocabulary is easier to use. Conversations flow more naturally. Understanding becomes automatic. So keep practicing. Practice when you wake up. I woke up at. Practice during your day. I am working. I am studying. Practice before you sleep. Tomorrow I will. I'm going to. Make English a part of your daily life, not just something you study, but something you live. I want to thank you for spending this hour with me today. Thank you for your dedication to learning. Thank you for your willingness to practice. Thank you for your courage to speak, even when it feels difficult. You are inspiring. You are amazing. You are on your way to English fluency. This is Emma from Speak English Daily. I believe in you. I'm proud of you, and I can't wait to see how much your English improves. Keep practicing. Keep believing in yourself. Keep speaking English every single day. Remember, yesterday you learned. Today you practice. Tomorrow you'll be fluent. Until we meet again in the next video, keep speaking, keep dreaming, and keep growing. Good luck, my wonderful English learners. You've got this. Goodbye for now, and see you very soon.